to us. Who will take them from our stronghold of Huronka? A host of tortured spirits in service to a mad god?
No laws bar our way. With my Craventhrone Guard by my side, I shall have victory.
Craven by name, craven by nature. They will fall to my Heartrenders' javelins.
That is not the ending that is written this day. High Gladiatrix.
The scratching of your quill means naught, Scriptor Mortis. The only souls returning to Shaiish will be yours.
An eternity of torment awaits you, elf. We are coming.
Alright, so we've got some gladiatorial combat in the mortal realms in the form of a new Age of Sigmar boxed release, Arena of Shades, and contained within are a bunch of new models as well as some of our previous favorites. Let's take a look from the LVO 2022 reveals. New Nighthaunt and Daughters of Khaine fight for souls in the Arena of Shades. Some great artwork there and good looking models. Let's see what it has to say. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe for all kinds of reactions, reviews, everything from commissions as well as customizations, painting tutorials, pretty much anything to do with Warhammer, Age of Sigmar, warcry, necromunda, Kill Team, and Warhammer 40,000 is your one-stop shop. So let's jump right in. As far as Nagash is concerned, all souls are his by right. For too long have the elves stolen the spirits of their ancestors away from him. So the great necromancer has at last unleashed his most terrifying servants to collect tribute long overdue in a massive new battle box for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. So contained within we have two armies, the Nighthaunt and then of course the Daughters of Khaine. Arena of Shades contains 44 models spread across two armies for the Nighthaunt and Daughters of Khaine. Leading them are two new heroes with a deadly new unit of crossbow-armed spirits, also joining the forces of death. So we have our two new characters, as well as one new unit for the Nighthaunt. There's 44 total models in this set. So again, a very nice sized box set, roughly 20 plus models per army. So we can assume, once again, this will come in somewhere around that 170 price point, as that has been pretty typical for these dual army boxes. We know, based on the most recent release with the elves and the sea elves and the Fireslayer dwarves, that it will have the mini rulebook inside, everything you need to play, and then two full playable armies. So very nice setup. Love these models. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at what's inside. Leading the Nighthaunt is Vayon of the Withered Quill, one of the Scriptors Mortis, the ghostly record keepers who track the rise of Nagash's domain. With a spiteful flick of his quill, Vayon can condemn those heroes who stand against the god of undeath to especially horrible underworlds, dooming them to suffer massive damage every turn. So here we have the Vayon of the Withered Quill, one of the Scriptors Mortis. So we have seen this model previewed already, as well as the elf. So he has a candelabra coming up out of his back. He has a third arm holding a lantern, and then in front of him a pulpit made out of bones with a gigantic book. He has a quill in one hand, the page of the book in the other, and then he is holding a lantern with light. Very, very nicely sculpted model. Absolutely phenomenal. And he is obviously of a ghostly form with a skeletal head and only some hair remaining. And then, obviously as we get towards the bottom of the model, we see that the pulpit itself is made of bones coming up out of the ground with candles all around it. And of course the ghastly sort of ghostly remnants of his what would be legs wrapped around it as well. So Absolutely phenomenal model. Beautiful. Stunning. Planning for the raid falls to one of Nagash's most powerful servants, Kurdos Valentian, the Craven King, who dispatches a force of his elite Craventhrone Guard. These bitter shades excel in ranged combat, loosing spectral bolts that pass through the stone and steel before cutting down their unfortunate targets. So I don't know if spectral bolts is a special ability or just something cool, but these dudes look pretty awesome. So we appear to have 5 of them, all unique sculpts. They are essentially ghost archers. They appear to be armored based on their helmets, and we can see some chainmail kind of peeking through. They are similar in style to some of the previous Nighthaunt models, as they have like spike bits kind of built into the bases, kind of coming up out of the ground with their ghastly forms sort of intertwined with them. They hold crossbows. We have one pointing forward in a cool pose, one sort of casually holding it at the side. They have sort of a hunchbacked look to them, skeletal faces, but some heavy armored helmets. And again, we can see the chainmail peeking through. We have another one sort of flying forward with his crossbow, like to the side, and then it appears like the 4th one is reloading, so he's reaching into his quill of crossbow bolts to reload and sort of yelling out. And then finally the leader of the squad has his crossbow sort of at rest on the ground. He is holding a big intricate banner, and on the banner we see some cool Nighthaunt sort of design and some, I guess it would be sort of like a vine with like a black rose wrapped around it, and then a knife tip on the point. And he is sort of like casually holding it at his side with his crossbow resting on the ground. So some nice looking models. Definitely a nice addition to your Nighthaunt army. Let's keep looking. The Craventhrone Guard are joined by 10 Bladegheist Revenants, 1 Spirit Torment, 2 Chainghasts, and 4 Myrmourn Banshees, giving the forces of death plenty of ways to tackle their murderous elven opponents. So before we go on to the elves, let's take a look back. So we say 1 Spirit Torment and 2 Chainghasts, 4 Banshees, and 10 Bladegheist Revenants. So let's scroll back up and take a look at those. So we see these are the Bladegheist Revenants. Here are the Banshees. These are the new models. Here we have the Scribe. Okay, and then these are holding like the chain lock deals are the other ones. So, okay, great. Just wanted to kind of get a visual representation. And so we know that the Nighthaunt portion is going to make up what it would be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then 4 Banshees. So we know they are 18 of the 44 models. On to the elves. Standing, acrobatically leaping between the Nighthaunt and Harkuran is High Gladiatrix Yelena, an arena fighter famed across her city, a living conduit of Morathi Kane's wrath. The High Gladiatrix rides a wave of murderous fervor to spur the witch elves around her to greater heights of carnage, claiming the heads of enemy heroes in a dance of death. So it sounds like she buffs her witch elf companions and sort of gets them into a bloody sort of rage. So she is standing up top a sort of stone engraved kind of remnant of a broken pillar with a whip held up in the air in her right hand that is sort of wrapped around her body but not touching it. She has some decent amount of armor considering that she is very scantily clad. So she has minimal sort of chest plate and some leg armor and then a couple bracers, but is otherwise open, exposed flesh with the exception of what appear to be some leather pants. And then she has a cool little hook hanging from her waist in the front, a nice belt, and then she has a couple of options. One is for a long-haired head with shaved sides. The other is for a masked helmet that reminds us of sort of the traditional witch helmets. And then of course the whip is an auto take, but she has the option for either a dagger in her left hand that is sort of like tucked back behind her back, or you can take a It looks like a sort of Darth Maul-esque blade, a double-ended staff with knives on either end. Very nice looking design here. Really like the exposed face. The paint job on this is very nice as well, with like the weathered armor, but she looks absolutely stunning. And I like that the whip is not actually touching anything else other than its mounting point, but it's not so crazy that it would be impossible to transport her. Very nice looking model. She leads a force of 5 Doomfire Warlocks, 10 Sisters of Slaughter, and 5 Khinerai Heartrenders, making her army lightning fast and capable of diving headlong into close combat before the Nighthaunt have time to react. Arena of Shades is only one of the massive announcements made this week, with loads of new Warhammer being revealed at the Las Vegas Open tournament. So we're going to be taking a look at any of those. If you haven't seen the other videos for 40K, Kill Team, and some of the other things, as well as Necromunda, there is a little something for everybody. Highly recommend you go check out my other videos as well. So I do absolutely love this model. Let's take a look at what the other ones were. I don't know the names specifically of all these units, but we know we have like the 5 sort of demon-esque looking flying creatures, and they have, I'm pretty sure each of these units has an alternate build you can make as well. So each kit builds like 2 different units out of it, but they have sort of like bat demon wings flying in the air. And then we have 5 like warlocks riding on horses, sort of like bare-chested dudes with long hair and knives, running into battle on some pretty aggressive looking horses. We of course have the Gladiatrix, and then we have 10 of the witches as well, which also have some various build options, but they are armed in the picture with some pretty cool whips. These models look absolutely outstanding. I love that you're getting 44 of them in the box. Nighthaunt and Daughters of Khaine will do some nice battle together. Definitely looking forward to this, and I'm not sure once again when the reveal or release date will be, but we know that it is coming down the pipe, and of course I will keep you up to date. Let me know what you think of this box in the comments. Which of these armies or characters are you most excited about, and will you be picking this up? Do you think this is a bargain at $170, or will it even be that price? Let me know what you think in the comments. But that's it for today with our Arena of Shades Gladiatrix combat. That's our Warhammer fantasy. We do the warcry, Age of Sigmar, of course Warhammer 40,000, Necromunda, and Kill Team reveals. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe for everything from our reaction and reveal videos like this, previews of what's to come, and then of course we are a commission-based studio, so we show off the commissions as they come out, but I am more than willing to create how-to videos on painting, modeling, converting, magnetizations, and anything else hobby related. So if you're into the hobby and tabletop wargaming, this is your one-stop shop. So make sure you like and subscribe. I'm Warhammer Man. This is Warhammer Man Studios, and I'm out of here.